Welcome to Stained Glass Sunday. I am going to be working on this full moon mermaid. She's going to live over in the tiki room. And I have her extended off the board on this side today because we're going to be working on this side of the board today. And so I'm going to have you here. Now, I've done some things already. Like I already plugged in my soldering iron because I know we're going to be needing that. I'm going to bring this closer, and I have to pour water in here on the sponge, make it a mermaid. It's a partial window for in our tiki room. It's not a full window. It has spaces in it. So we're putting the water in there. Morton's going to come up and read comments. And I cut my finger yesterday, so it's very imperative that you wear gloves when you do this. And so I'm going to pop on my gloves. Got on my safety glasses. Get my safety glasses. Keep yourself safe as you do stained glass. There's a lot of things you work with here that can hurt you. We don't want you hurt. Hey, Mercurius, how are you? It's a lovely snowy Sunday. It had been blue skies out. They're getting gray. I hope we don't get any more snow. We got errands to run today. Okay, I got my gloves on, got this on. And I'm going to start with a wave. This wave is going to come over onto this side.
Hi, Kaz. Hi, everybody.
And I'm not limited by space, but I kind of want to keep this, kind of squared up feeling.
Melissa says good morning.
Good morning. So I want to straighten our mermaid up just a little bit. And we're going to start with this piece right here. We're having a great day here. It's been a busy day already, hasn't it, honey?
Yep. Mercurius is saying hope everything's well. I was out getting firewood and the squirrels and the birds were dancing about like crazy. They weren't happy that I was there.
Okay, so where's my flux?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Kate.
Oh, it's over on this side.
Ryan.
I'm going to put some flux in here. And this stained glass Sunday, this is happening from where I make stained glass in the church. Let me show you here real quick. On this board, on this table, under that stained glass window that I saw the full moon from. And I'm making this window for over here in the tiki room. That's the blue moon window. Hello, and there's Morton.
Hi there.
A little tour around. Quickly. Ryan, that would be awesome. Great, yeah. Let me see if I follow you. I think I do. Followed you.
I've followed him back. He follows me.
Morton followed you back. Awesome. Good luck with that. I know everybody's talking about the TikTok ban and what's going to happen. You're in another country, so you don't have to worry, which is awesome. But if we are not, like TikTok, I don't think is just going to go right away. And we've had YouTube since 2007. You will get us there. And mostly all of my lives I put up there anyway. So this is flux. This is a cleaning and prep stuff. But see how it says easier on the skin? You still want to wear your gloves. Wear your gloves and have ventilation, because look what it says, low fuming, but it still makes smoke and odor. So do this in a very, very, very ventilated place. Well, I don't think it's going anywhere either, but hey, you got to be sick, because you know what? We live in a wild world. A wild world. You never know. Okay, so the flux, I'm going to paint on all of this. Well, I'm just going to brush it on. It's not really paint. But this is copper foil. And I'm going to do it all over. I might have to put some more on then. And I hope you can see. Okay, I might have to... Do I need to put my camera up? Can you see this? Can you, honey, can you hear what I'm saying to you ever?
Yeah, what?
I said, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what Morton's reading back there because there really aren't that many comments. We have tons of videos up on YouTube of the home before.
Right, here you go. Flux is a chemical cleaning agent used in the soldering
what he was doing.
process. Its uses include the soldering of electronic components, circuit boards. The purpose of flux is to prepare surfaces for soldering by removing any oxides and impurities. Using flux improves the strength of the soldering.
There you go. That's what flux is.
Because we get people asking it all the time.
Thanks, honey. Oops. Okay.
Yeah, there's Priscilla's got lots of videos of before and after of the church, like when it was completely empty to now when it's all the furniture and everything in the place, and
My boo-boo.
before it was painted and everything, because it used to be a horrible dusky pink colour, and the floor was painted brown, a dark brown colour, and it was like, it was set up for the pews being on it. It was covered in Luan board. There's been a bit of movement over the years of the building, so some of the joists had settled so that the floorboards aren't completely even. So their easy fix on that was they covered it with Luan board and linoleum and put down wooden runners to separate each side for where the pews sat, and formed a walkway up the middle.
Hey, Paul. Yeah. Okay, so when I'm putting this on now, I want to let this lay down on the board because this gets really hot. And I don't like, this tip is 500 degrees. I don't like to touch it on the glass. I touch it above because the solder cools really, really quick. And this method is called Tiffany style.
We have no clue what the scary sounds were. It was echoes coming into the car. We didn't hear them till after.
I didn't hear them
Priscilla
till
posted
people
the video.
started commenting.
They didn't know there was any weird sounds there till after the video was posted.
They thought it was Morton, and then Morton talked or something.
Diane's saying they've got to start getting you to buy crafts. This weather's making me lazy and tired. No, we never added any sound effects. That was natural sounds that echoed, because Priscilla had the window cracked as we were driving.
No, I had my hand stuck out the window.
It was some kind of weird echo through the trees, and it's kind of a valley that we were driving through. So it was like weird
Honey, I
echo
think it
coming
just
into
happened
car.
in the cemetery.
Yeah.
Watch it back. Would you put that fan on, please, and point it at me?
Oh, did we ever charge that up fully?
I hope so.
I'm hazarding a guess it's flat.
Thank you. Morton put a fan on for me. It didn't creep us out when I heard it. That place is really pretty. I love Centralia. We go there and walk around quite often. I did get scared in Centralia once, about 4 or 5 years ago. I was up there cutting greenery. No, honey, it's fine. It's charged. I was walking around. Nope, that's it. Shut off. Darn it. It won't come on. It will not come on. It won't run while it's charging.
You saved that one down there, though.
No. Okay, I'm just running my solder along. This is called tinning, and I'm not looking at the comments, sorry. Then I stand it up on its side. I'm not adding more solder here. You see that part actually ran off. Wait, my cord is wrapped, oh, that's better. My cord was wrapped around my phone stand. So I want all the edges coated. And you gotta hold them perpendicular to the board so your solder doesn't just run off and out of there. Like that stuff that I know is gonna drip, I'm gonna tilt it sideways so it can properly tip. There, now I have every little bit of copper is covered now. I'm gonna bring this down here in this corner, I think. Keep it square, but I want this to overlap here. So I'm gonna take this and put this under my mermaid. No, but it's not, yeah, that's great. Thanks, honey. Scared in Centralia 4 years ago. Cutting greenery, yeah. And this guy stepped out of the, from behind this tree that I was cutting branches off of, pine tree. And he said, "What are you doing?" And it was me and a friend, and we jumped about 4 foot in the air. But it was great. He was from Centralia, and we had a great little chat. You got to point it this way.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Here, I got it.
I need to make it
There.
taller.
No, right here. That's perfect, honey. That is perfect. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked, baby. You need to read the comments above. Martin, please don't help anymore. You're doing great, but just like get out those comments. The trouble is when you're trying to do 99 things. Martin brought a fan out to me.
That's it on slow.
I know it's on slow, but it's cold. And I'm not using it right now. I'm gonna set this up here because I gotta get some more copper foiling done. We got so many projects to do today. We're putting together 2 arbors for in the bedroom. We'll do that during a live. So I'm gonna take some of this. This is gonna be seaweed. I'm gonna put this up over here. And I'm trying to decide if I should put another moon here. Oh, maybe. Maybe a blue moon. This stuff here is so hard to cut though. It's iridescent. And it is really, really hard to cut. Martin, I promise you do not have to do that, honey. Please. Please, Martin. Let's try to cut a moon out of here. We'll try to cut another moon out.
Dog Mom and Tonya are both stained glass artists too.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I fell in love with stained glass 20 some years ago. I took a course at Julian College in Scotland, and I fell in love with it. And I don't even know how many people I taught how to make stained glass, but I love teaching people how to make stained glass because it keeps the skill going. This is some super heavy stuff. No, it's too thick and heavy. I'm gonna use that for something else. Let's make a circle, shall we? I don't know. Nope, that's not the right size.
What size are you needing?
A little bit small. I got,
There's-
babe, I got
Is
this.
that an empty glass jar right in front of you that used to have flux in it next to your bottles?
Yeah, that's too little. I want a bigger one. Maybe I go with a freehand circle. Let's go with a freehand circle.
You're up there.
No, honey, this is fine. Circles are a hard thing to draw. I'm going to take it right up to the edge.
Is that too small?
No, yep, that's too small. Thanks, babe, but this might work. So to cut a circle, too big. Please, just, I beg of you, stop now. Martin loves to help, and that's wonderful until it's not. And now I will get trolled for being mean to Martin. Alrighty. Well, no, I think I want to... I'm not going to do this. This is not going to cut right. I'll cut this on my saw because this is art glass. And I want to use this. I have a diamond ring saw that will cut this. But this is just going to go really weird if I do this. And I want to... This circle I am going to cut out and put in here. And I'll put it on top of whatever I'm building here. So I can do that after the live.
It's a mermaid swimming in the sea, dog, Mom.
Let's just get on. I got a lot of stuff to copper foil. So I got a lot of pieces over here. And I'm not going to use any of my reflective piece because I'm gonna put another moon right here. But this stuff I have to copper foil. So copper foil comes like this. It's a tape. This is 100% copper. And this is the method that's called Tiffany. Fun fact, Louis Comfort Tiffany never made a stained glass window. Do a beginner course, a workshop, weekend trying to decide between them. Yeah, don't be intimidated by stained glass. You can 100% learn just by watching YouTubes. I'm not even joking about that. It's one of the easiest crafts to do. The glass does all the hard work. There's a couple steps. Step number 1, cut your glass. Step number 2, put tape on it. Step number 3, after you put on the copper foil, and I have loads of YouTube showing you how to do this. You don't want to touch this. And everything that you need to learn, you really will learn just by doing. Don't fall in love with patterns. Patterns, I find, aggravate people because if it doesn't cut just right, go freeform. And whenever you do patterns, don't be afraid to deviate on them. Go off of them.
What you say to people when they're doing the mosaic things is like, don't be scared to. It's not
Yeah.
like doing a colouring in book. You can go outside the lines.
And the beautiful thing with stained glass is, and see how I'm putting half and half of this on each side, and then I just crinkle it down. This is what they're going to teach you in a workshop. They're just going to teach you this. You could get all your supplies, and even if you don't have a workshop around you, you could just do it at your home. When I started doing the course in Scotland, like after lesson 1, I just immediately bought all the stuff because I knew that I wanted to do it. And we had a second bedroom that we didn't use over there. I turned it into my little stained glass area. And I learned so much more at home than I did. You just learn it by doing it. Keep it on either side. Don't touch that.
Yeah, I mean,
Overlap this.
Really
Yeah,
like,
you use all their
you
tools.
use their tools, and it was like, find out if you like it first
But
before you
the
spend
tools,
several $100s
the
on
tools
tool.
for stained glass, it's not that bad. You want a cutter. They don't cut you. They just score the glass. You want that. You need something like this to rub this, because now we're going to burnish this. First, we're just going to push this down and see how it's all wrinkly now. See how it's all wrinkly? Burnishing smooths this down. So I'm just smoothing this. And I don't use a grinder for 99% of my stuff. And I think what happens is people run out and they buy a lot of stuff they don't need. I bought a diamond saw, a Taurus ring saw. How many times have I used that, honey?
Half a dozen.
Back when I did the workshops, I used it a lot more. And look, this is where you'll really be able to see. This is one of the most vital parts. You don't want to skip on this part. But this part is very, very fun and relaxing and just therapeutic. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Don't be intimidated by stained glass. You can do it. You can learn how to do this seriously in 1 hour. And then the more you do it, the more, like anything, you'll get great at cutting glass. And even if you mess the glass up, guess what? You can make mosaics out of the glass that you mess up.
Solder doesn't stick to glass. The copper foil is a method of joining the glass together using the lead solder instead of the old-fashioned lead or zinc cane that they used to like. It used to be like either an
Like a
H
channel.
or a C channel cane that they would slot the glass into to hold all the glass pieces together, and it was quite cumbersome. So your glass designs would be like
Chunky.
really chunky, and finer designs would be painted on the glass. But when they came up with the method of being able to copper foil and solder them together, it meant they could get really intricate, fine designs that you see on all the Tiffany style pieces of glass.
And this is something like, I feel like I have no special skills to do this. I just know the steps.
It's difficult to say how much it would be to start, because you can get a cheap soldering iron for around $20–30, a cheap glass cutter for $10 to $15.
And
but
seriously,
look for stuff second hand, because
yes,
there's people that get bored with it all the time. They'll sell a whole kit for maybe $50 with glass and everything in it.
Look on Facebook Marketplace. I just saw somebody doing, they had all kinds of, it was you come and pick it up. Buckets and buckets of Rubbermaid tubs of glass. All the stuff from their shop, everything for $100. Buy it used. There is no shelf life on glass.
Melissa, if you've got soldering irons already, you have to be careful. If it's an electrical soldering iron, it's different from an iron that you would use for doing stained glass, because it runs at a lot higher temperature.
Nope, it's the opposite. It's not hot enough. It needs to be 100 watt. It needs to be 100-watt iron.
That's what I'm saying. It runs at a higher temperature than an electrical soldering
Oh,
iron.
yeah. This is the one you want. This you can get $60 on Amazon.
And you can also get ones that are controllable, that you can vary the heat on them if you get an expensive one.
But if you're interested in stained glass, I have so many YouTube videos where I'm showing you step by step everything to do, from cutting the glass, from everything. And if you're interested, seriously, buy it used. People buy it, and I'm going to tell you what they get intimidated by. They get intimidated by cutting the glass. And I'm here to tell you, cutting the glass is the funnest part. Cutting all the little wavy shapes. And think about it. If you make a mistake, you just have pieces for your mosaics. That's all. That's all. Burnish this down.
Or you can adjust it for another pattern.
Yes. Burnish, burnish, rub. And you can use stuff like this. Look, I love using a dowel rod.
Priscilla's on every other social media platform under the same moniker of the 1870 studio.
Yeah. And our website has all of our social media stuff on it. And for everybody who's scared right now that TikTok's going to go away, it's just going to go away from the App Store. We're still going to be able to use it. So it's not like come Saturday. Saturday we're going to be in Hartford, Connecticut.
She was doing live on Instagram earlier.
Yeah, I did a little live Instagram. I did a live YouTube. We have a great Facebook group you can get in. We will stay connected. Don't you worry. And thanks for following. I don't know if we'll hit 200,000 followers now and give those mermaids away. I hope so.
They say it'll go dark.
No, I have heard that it's not going to go dark. Because they stopped it. They did stop it in other countries. And they can still see it. You can't download it from the app. And there's a whole bunch there's so much stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about. I am not going to spend 1 minute worrying about something I have zero control over. I'm very much live in the moment, do it now kind of person. Please don't worry about it.
Yeah, Hartford, Connecticut's a really nice place. That's where I'm trying lives.
That's cool. Yeah, we're going to be spending the night there on Saturday night.
Puka says it says in the Supreme Court on Friday they'll go dark and remove the servers in the US.
Yeah, they'll remove the servers, but then there are other servers. You know how I host my website on a server that's in Canada. There's so much misinformation. I don't even really like talking about it because I don't know. And right now it's a whole lot of gray area.
When you're doing mosaic, you can use absolutely anything within it. All you've got to remember is that you're going to have a back and a front that way. That's why the kits that Priscilla's doing for the cardinal mosaics, that's why we use the glue to put the pieces of glass onto the glass sheet and grout between it so that light can shine through. But if you use pieces of tile, it'll be opaque. So then when you're doing that, you can just basically bed all your pieces in grout rather than using the glue step. So if you're happy with the piece being opaque, you can use anything at all. But that's what you've got to remember is if you use tile or anything like that, your sections of your piece will be opaque and you won't be able to see through them.
Oh, and I have a really good tip for everybody. Get on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever, and just put a post on there that you're looking for stained glass supplies and materials. If you're into this, how many times, honey, have we gone and collected boxes of free stained glass? The people give it away for free because they, maybe they're just not doing it anymore. So please don't feel like you got to run out and spend a fortune on supplies. You don't.
Thanks, I'm trying. They've just subscribed to your YouTube and Instagram.
Thank you. Hey, Bobby. How are you? I'm going to do one more and then we're going to start soldering. So this is, step number 1 is cut the glass. And cutting the glass is this easy.
Morning, Bobby.
Let's make I'll make a little circle here. I'll show you how to cut glass.
Yeah, that's even I think this piece that Priscilla's working on at the moment, she's making elements for it just now.
Yes.
It's got a back and a front to it as well because she's used beads and shells and things in it. So that's what you got to remember if you're making a piece and you use a tile.
Something bumpy.
It's going to have a back and a front. So decide what your front is so that you keep all the fronts of the tiles to the front of your piece.
Yes.
Yeah, she's mermaiding, Bobby.
Mermaiding. Okay.
It's not the first. I've been doing stuff that's no stained glass and it's after 10 minutes oh man, I've got something back to front. It's like more outside if I've been like sort of landscaping, and it's like I'll be putting bricks down, and you know some of the bricks have got fronts and backs, and it's like ends up the wrong way around.
Okay, so you want to, this has a little wheel. This little wheel will not hurt you. Whenever I'm teaching a workshop, I always show people this because they're scared. They hear the word glass cutter, they think it's sharp, they're going to get hurt. So you take this and you go perpendicular. It's about a 45-degree angle. And I like to hold this pencil tool like this. I can't hold it like a pencil. I have really bad arthritis, but I love to hold it like this. So I hold it like this, and I feel like my thumb here gives the most control. I'm going to take, and you start on the edge, and you can only score it once. You hear that noise? And then you just hold this, and you tap right under the score. There. Now, could I go in and grind that with a grinder? Yep. Am I gonna? Nope. That little glass shard, don't brush it with your finger like I was just doing. Take a, yeah, you'll get a splinter. And then I'm just keep going around here. I think people.
You need your nibblers.
You don't want to, you can get a circle cutter, but you don't have to have one. You can just keep doing this.
Hey, Lavender, subscribe to your YouTube.
Thanks. Just keep following that around.
First stage of the quest is just done.
And that little guy might not break. So I have, these are called running pliers. Running pliers they're about $12. Take it and keep the screw up in the middle. There's a line here that I've made it darker so you can see and squeeze. Listen. It just breaks it right off.
Yeah, she's got a grid through on the used glass table. Out here, that's the table that she used, the square that she makes the piece up on, so she just sweeps the scraps up and just works. No, this is making Tiffany style stained glass, Teresa. Thanks for following. I can't read that text, sorry. Grief or something.
We have never streamed movies on TikTok in the church. I don't think you're legally allowed to do that. And I get in enough trouble on TikTok. I just made a thank you video. Somebody sent us some sea glass from Scotland. I made a thank you video, and TikTok said I was in violation and you never got to see it. If TikTok goes away, there's some things that I'm not going to miss. That's one of them. I won't miss that. So this, I could go in and grind this all down perfectly, and I will have people watching this who are stained glass workers who may or may not agree with me, and that's totally cool. I don't grind my glass. I'm good, honey. Please make sure that they get back to where they go.
Yeah, they will after that.
Okay. I'm going to just circle this around, and that quick we made a little moon. And if you grind your glass, you go for it. I have crazy amounts of stained glass windows in here that I'm making and doing.
Hey, Teresa, it's Tiffany style stained glass she's
Copper
doing.
foil.
That's why she's putting the foil
Burnish.
around the edges of the glass.
Burnish, burnish, burnish. And this is going in our blue moon window. Morton and I used to sit as we were watching TV, and I would burnish mermaid tails with him. I would wrap them, he would burnish them. Remember, honey?
Saying that ADHD wouldn't allow them not to grind. They want a perfect circle.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm going to show you how to get the look of a perfect circle here. I'm going to take this with my fingernail and push back the shape. Push back this shape. So here where I have any kind of, where it feels like it's, you know.
Teresa's saying they're in denial. They think TikTok will continue. And
Maybe.
Mom's wishing they didn't have the ADHD.
We don't know. I used to do paintings. I used to go for hyper realistic paintings. If you've ever done that, if you've ever spent like 22 days in a row working on a hyper realistic painting, that then you have it in a gallery and you hear someone say, why didn't they just take a photograph? The people that steal your joy. I started painting looser and I started not doing hyperrealism on purpose. And I got so much happier with my art. And you got to do what makes you happy with your art. Only you know that. But see on this side now, see how it's a round circle? This side is not. See that? It's an illusion. So I'm going to set this little bit against here. Get your gloves on. Let's get our gloves on. Yeah. You got to do what makes you happy. Vicki Nelson had it right with the song Garden Party. Can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself. And that is the truth. Always clean the tip. Start with a nice shiny tip. Grab that little part there.
Yeah, but this is less work makes me happy.
Yeah, that's what got me going. And if you ever want to learn about your art and what people think about it, have your art in a gallery and then just silently lurk.
It's flux that she painted onto the copper. It removes oxidation and impurities from the surface of the copper and allows the flux, the solder to bond better and stronger with the copper.
See how the backside's not, I didn't fidget with the backside. I could have did that, but I'm not going to do that. Won't mean a thing in 100 years.
Commonly, if you're doing electrical soldering, the flux, it's a rosin flux that's in the core of the solder.
Honey, stop talking about the electrical stuff.
When you're doing stained glass soldering, the flux is like a liquid or a paste that you paint or brush onto the copper. So that's why you've maybe not seen the flux getting used before. But when you're doing soldering, you always use it to make it adhere better to the copper material.
Don't lift that up in the air. That gets super hot. This hasn't happened yet, but I kind of want to do it. That's super hot. And when I touch this, it can thermal shock the glass and crack it. You don't want to do that.
That's great. Nancy's working on the paper roses and we'll post
Love it. Yes.
Rachel, can't tell you how much you inspire me. Nearly got everything to start myself now.
Great. Oh my gosh, that's so good. So down here, I have this little flat edge. I'm going to put this right here. So see the little flatter side of the moon. It's just going to attach right here. And he's going to look beautiful. I love that. Okay. Now I want to put some I want to put something here because we want to, this needs to be a strong window. Let's find the right color glass.
Hope says sometimes we have to give ourselves permission to be imperfect.
Yes.
And then we can create something great.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to put that cool moon right up there. So I'm going to take this, flux this. And I prefer liquid flux, but there are so many different kinds of flux. I like this one. It doesn't splatter a lot. We'll start on the back side. And I'm going to just hold this above. I put my solder in between and move quickly. You want to move quick on this. If you hold it in one place too long, you stand the chance of your glass shattering. And here, if you want to do decorative stuff, like take little zigzag picture or scissors and cut this solder, you'll get a zigzag edge on here, won't you, Martin? You can do a lot of cool stuff with. I used to make copper sheets that had like owls and things on them, outlines and stuff. Nowadays you can even cut them in like a Cricut cutter and your copper sheets and do that sort of thing. Hold it up on the edge to get the edge cover.
To make sure it's joined to a piece at the edge or it'll flake.
Oh yeah.
Dog mom's going to try a gel recently. Now they've been using liquid flux, but they've got gel to try.
Well, that's fun. That's a good thing too. Try different things. Different things.
Pretty.
Thank you. And I like to use this too to create shadows. I like to do that.
It's going in the window at the tiki room.
Yes. And it's not a pattern. Nothing's going to fit together perfectly. That's the perfect part of it. You can just have fun. And have I drawn and done very intricate patterns? Yes. That's the difference between a $5,000 window.
She works with all kinds of different mediums, Shari.
Yeah, that's the difference between a $5,000 window and a $50 piece at the, there. It's so much work though. Patterns are
acrylics, oils, crocheting, wool felting, loads of different things.
I love all crafts. I really do. This is another thing you can do. Just touch this and bring it up on here. You can hold this up or you can touch this. Look, when you touch and grab your little bit.
I'm not sure, but I think that's another reason that they don't core the flux in the solder, because any of your scraps that end up lying on the board, you just collect them up with a solder tip and you can reuse it. Make a little pool of it, whereas...
Honey, are you going on about circuit solder?
No, I'm not going on about
what
it.
Is
I'm
it?
saying with a solder, that's why you paint it on. It's because if you didn't paint it on, there would be no solder in the the solder that's lying on the table when you go to reuse it. Because
Right.
you're continually painting flux on.
Okay, I just don't want people to get confused.
How do you get copper colour solder?
You don't. It comes this way, but then you can use something like this. It's a patina that you put on afterwards that's copper. It's a copper patina.
She's working on a mermaid, Shari.
So you could make this copper colored. I don't like it because I think it's more orangey than the copper. But this is zinc and lead that we're putting on here, and it has to be on to hold this.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, by drop solder, Christy. It comes in a roll, it's like a 1 pound
Well,
roll.
but you can get it in straight lines too. You can get solder different ways,
this
honey.
comes out off of a roll.
Yeah.
Rachel says definitely my kind of people, can't get enough arts and crafts.
Same.
Yeah, the patinas, you get all different colours to change it. The most common one that people use is it turns it like jet black. If you use a lead-free solder, it's super expensive.
And stays silver.
The technique you're doing is solder, is it called drop solder? I honestly don't know.
No. You mean this? To do
Yeah.
this?
They're asking if that.
No,
technique's
I don't
called-
think it even has a name. It's just however you solder. There's like the only thing I like to do is take this thing off because that weighs a pound and I have really bad arthritis and it just hurts your hand to hold it that long. So I like to work with a little piece rather than have that whole 1 pound weight in my hand.
Okay, pretty colours, says Collins. And the piece is going in the tiki room window.
And then here, how I have this piece of seaweed coming up here longer.
Cami T says it's called solder transfer.
Okay.
I'll be honestly.
I've never heard that. They didn't teach that in the college in Scotland where I went to. Maybe they did. Maybe I
Yeah.
just didn't.
Pay
Pay attention.
solder's commonly a silver type stuff, and it's super expensive.
Okay, so up here, I'm just joining these together. And the very last thing I might do on this is decorative soldering.
Any jellyfish going in there, you're being asked?
I don't know. Decorative soldering is where you put little balls and things. You can rubber stamp in here. I have some Celtic stamps that I might stamp a little bit. And you can also do rounded soldering, which is putting it up here on the edge. But this is all just getting, it's kind of a utilitarian kind of solder that I'm doing here. How are we doing on time, honey?
11:48.
Great. Making some great progress on this one.
Christy says, I hope we show the stamp.
Yeah, I have a lot of different ones. There's a little, if you make I'll just show you here. You make a little puddle. I'll just make a little puddle here in the. If you want to create something with stamp solder, get yourself a little puddle. Get a little puddle, keep it hot. Keep it hot just by keeping your tip in here. Can you see this okay? Then I'm coating the heck out of this. Coating the heck out of that with flux. And then I'm gonna quickly drop some flux on there. It makes it solidify. It was too wet. It was too wet. Let me wipe some of that off. Let's get that back. Usually when I do it, it's on glass. Usually what I'm doing. And I usually use it, maybe I've never used this one before. It should always be a red one. Here. Should always be a red stamp. That purple wasn't cut. Gonna come off of there and let's let it cool down just for a little second. Cool down but not solidify. Not getting the right temp. And this isn't a deep one either. There we go. There we go. That's what you're after. That's what you're after. And then let that cool. Let that cool. And then I typically would just do it right here. And then it stays. Put that ball there and clean my tip here.
It's just a communal garden rubber stamp that we use in card making and stuff like that.
And there you can it is working, but and it doesn't affect the red stamp at all. I have some wax seals that are deeper that I should try. But I typically would do that right up on there.
Tammy says the red stamp works because it's rubber, the purple one's silicone.
Yep, that's the reason.
The dog mom said we can't believe the rubber doesn't help.
Nope. It cools down so quick.
It's difficult on the wood surface because the heat transfer and the wood stays hot.
Yep. That's why I usually do it on the glass.
Oh, thanks for the hearts, Debbie.
The
roses, I should say.
The other thing that I do is I'll take you know those wax transfer or the wax stamps that are metal? They work really good too. Just don't add flux.
You got to be careful if you're doing it like that join on the glass or that. It's because you can thermal shock the glass and crack it.
Yeah, you don't want to crack your glass. It's the worst. That noise when glass cracks when you don't want it to. Oh. Or honey, when you're at Traquair Fair, at Traquair House in Scotland, and you hear that horrible noise when you step through your stained glass window. I mean, that's laying on the ground behind you. That noise. These are noises that scare me.
Hi, Rob. Rachel's got loads of wax seals. I want to try it.
Yeah, don't put flux on anything. And try it with one you don't care about. Experiment. Oh, I was going to say the other cool thing you can do with rubber stamps is you can iron rubber stamps into crushed velvet, and it looks so beautiful. We have drapes that are going up here that are velvety drapes that I'm going to take some of my offcuts and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's such a cool technique. So here we're gonna look and see where this piece is gonna go. And we're getting a moon over here. I think maybe I want to put this right here. I'm gonna tell you why. I got a join here, so these touches are gonna make this piece so much stronger. And when you're building a window like this, strength is what you're after. Strength is what you're after. I love this side of it showing.
Rob's asking, is it some type of art? And yeah, it's stained glass that she's doing, Rob. It's a mermaid design to go in one of the windows.
And because
Tiffany style stained glass.
I had just been fluxing and using all of this, I don't need to put more flux here right now. And I'm making this thick. Look, I'm just gonna tip that whole thing in there. I'm gonna come up with some bubbles.
Says beautiful.
And I'll show you the patina that we were talking about in just a minute.
Rachel says, so excited to get started. Thanks for sharing your
Of course, I have zero secrets, zero trade secrets. I'm happy to share anything that has helped me.
Of the colour
That might help
through the
you.
camera says that. Yeah, she uses wire all the time, Dog Mom.
Yeah, watching.
Combinations of stainless steel wire because it doesn't rust. Although if you want the sort of natural effect, you can use just like
Yeah, like up
steel
here I
wire
have some wire.
and copper wire. And a good wire to use is if you're ever doing any electrical around your house, you can recycle your Romex wire. Just strip all the plastic off it, and you get the varying thicknesses of like 12-2 wire to the 14-2, and you can use that in your pieces too because it's copper wire, and she's used that quite often. I think you've actually got some of that in this piece, haven't you?
Yeah, and here's a little piece of sea glass. I'm gonna take it and just wire wrap this quick to put a little piece of sea glass on here. This came from Scotland. Honey, how are we doing on time?
11:56.
Oh,
Yeah, that glass looks like oil spill, Nicole's saying.
yes. So this little sea glass, let's put the little sea glass in here.
Good wire to use as well for recycling is like multi-stranded, like flex off of something that you're throwing out. You strip the plastic away and you can use it to make like hair and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So this is on here nice and tight. And let's make a little boingy spring. Where's a little something.
Dog Mom's got a piece of the sea glass hanging on the mirror of the car.
Love it. So this is just a paintbrush. We're just gonna do this. Organic looking. So I have a little piece of Scottish sea glass in here. And then down up here, where I'm going to put this on, I'm going to make this rounder to stick in up here.
What you have to remember though is if you're using copper
Oh, maybe
wiring
from off of her
pieces,
tail.
it
Off
will
of her tail.
patina over time and turn green.
Let's put this off of her tail.
Unless you seal it with something, it will oxidize and patina.
Because over here we're going to get that moon.
Pink says it looks beautiful so far.
Thank you. So here we're gonna prep this. That's the word. We're gonna prep this with the solder. Because that tail is plenty oxidized right there. She's gonna have a little piece of sea glass hanging from her tail. It can splatter, that's why we wear glasses. And then on this piece here, because this copper wire has some sort of a coating on here. That's the coating burning off. That you just saw. So once it's burnt off...
She's been doing it since 2001, Jules. 24 years now.
And I have been into some of the cool... I've been to the Ely Glass Museum and the Ely Cathedral in England. I have been to the oldest glass museum in Wertheim, Germany. I love glass. Glass is a passion.
I don't understand this question. Connemara, can you work with that any within some of your design?
Yeah, your design, you can be anything. So this little dangly piece of sea glass here from Scotland, that's just part of it. There was something else I wanted to show you. What the heck was that, honey?
Are you going to Seattle for the Chihuly glass exhibit?
No, I've seen Chihuly glass exhibits in different places.
Is that what's on top of your unit?
No,
What's that?
that's, it starts with a B. Banco glass. That's from West Virginia. That's, yeah. I have this one color here. I kind of want to put this one color at 1201. I'm going to wait. I can keep this at an hour. I'll pull you back and show you what we got. Always, 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 always when you're working with this stuff, if you learn one thing from me, it's this. Unplug your soldering iron. Put it where you can see it. I had just cleaned my tip. Still hot enough.
Can you use thin marble any?
Yeah, of course. Anything. You can, and you don't have to stick flat and dimensional. Here's a 3D stained glass piece that I made. You can go crazy. You can do it all. Anything you want.
Museum in New Orleans at the moment.
Oh, nice. Love it. Okay, let me get this unplugged. So always unplug that and make sure I like to put it up here where I can see it. And then your flux, I should have did this with my glove on. Sorry for the wiggles. I got to do this because there's a lot of flux in here and I know I'm not coming back to this today. If you aren't using your flux, well, this is awkward to do with one hand. I'm gonna put you back in the holder. I gotta put my glove on to do this. Wear gloves when you handle this stuff. Wear your gloves. Wear your gloves. Let me say it again. Wear those gloves. And we're gonna put the flux back in. Oh, I know what I was gonna show you. I'm gonna patina one bit for copper and show you what the copper looks like. Save that flux.
You'll need a bottle of
it will just dehydrate. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna make around the moon. I'm gonna go with copper patina, I think.
Euler Logs got in the north of Scotland. They've got tools and a special idea, but not sure where to begin.
Watch some of my YouTube videos. I have so many about stained glass making, stained glass stuff. Okay, so this.
Are you self-taught?
Not for stained glass. I did a course in Scotland. This, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna wash this up with my glass. This is just glass cleaner. Just wash that up. And I got a piece of towel here. We're gonna tidy this up. We're gonna make that real clean. Okay, we see that it's silver. In time, this will patina to a dark gray or black color. I'm going to show you what the copper looks like. Because people were asking if you could still keep it copper. I'm going to clean this brush out, make sure all the flux is off of there. And I just like to use an old paintbrush to do this. This is the copper patina. It's blue. Go in here. And personally, I think it looks kind of orangey. Tell me what you think. Actually, it looks pretty pretty on there. Oh, that looks pretty pretty. What do we think? Can we see the copper? Let me zoom you in. Make sure you can see it.
Just to say that I can see this coming together now that you pulled the camera back.
Can you see the copper? That's the copper one. That's actually really pretty.
Gives the moon a nice glow.
I might make some other things just highlighted. Yeah.
Said about the glow. Melissa said it gives the moon a nice glow. I love the look of it. Says velvet.
Yeah, that's what the copper looks like. Let me show you what the black looks like.
Orange and blue are complementary colours, and the colour wheel says Kathy.
Yes, they are.
Love that, says Rachel.
This one's almost done. Okay, so we're gonna do this again now. We're gonna clean. We're gonna spray and clean. Spray and clean this.
You can't see what you're doing.
Can you not? Why can't you see?
What are you, is it the same piece? Or
Yeah.
I thought you were cleaning something to the left.
No, I want to clean this. I want to clean this brush because this had the copper patina on it. I'm going to show you the black patina now. Clean that. And I'm going to put the black right on this piece. And we'll see how the black looks against the silver. There's nothing left in there at all. Don't worry, I have another. I thought there was still a little smidge left in there. Hello, Debbie. How are you? Okay, so we did copper on here. And we're going to do the black on here. Let's come right up against there. And I think by doing a variation of the black against the copper, I think it's going to look really pretty. I'm just going to do that one piece. I think I'm going to let this window naturally patina then. But there you can see, we'll wipe this off and clean this off. Clean your brush off of flux too. I use the same brush for everything. Just clean it out. Clean it out. So there's the black patina beside the copper patina. Which do you prefer? Or do you like the silver? Those are the three most common colors of patina. And there is a patina that you can get that's to make it silver too. Okay, now I'll take my gloves off. Now I feel like I taught you something. I hope you learned something.
Emily's black, copper and silver, says Christy, copper says Shannon.
You can see that copper. You see the copper. You see the black. And then there's the silver. The silver just looks brand new to me. It'll probably all go with the blacks and the coppers for pops. The copper actually came out way better than I thought. And I love, look at that edge. Look at this edge that I made by pushing my fingernail in. Look how organic the edge of that looks. This is the kind of, that's the kind of stained glass stuff that excites me. Stuff like this that's very organic looking. I love that sort of look. Right, honey?
Yeah.
That's what I'm after. That's what I'm after. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. That organic edges. That's exciting. I'm going to I might make a TikTok about it or a YouTube about cutting this with a diamond saw. This moon is going to go into a mermaid window. And we're getting ready. We're running to Lowe's, right? Lowe's and Michael's. Lowe's, Michael's, and where else? Maybe into Harbor Freight. So, yes, Melissa, you have a good day. Tomorrow's going to be Mosaic Monday. And when you're done, you take off your apron, you wash your hands, right, Morton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the
You just
finished
lick your
mermaid too.
fingers clean. Sold my flocks.
Look at him. Who never sees Morton smile or laugh? Whenever he says something cheeky, pure smiles and laughs. Have a beautiful Sunday. We'll probably go live later on because I got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm up to.
Hey there, we're in Central.
Hey, you don't have to miss seeing us. We're all over the place, Nicole. Get on our YouTube, get on our Instagram, get on our Facebook group, and we'll talk to you later. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. See you soon.
See you.
Bye for now.